dealing with this. When night comes around, they'll stalk out and probably try to find us.
In which
I'm
case,
gonna
we
give them
need
a
to
dumbfounded look.
set an ambush for them.
That would be
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we get
We
the
too
alarm.
could. Oh, go ahead.
Go.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm just gonna be dumbfounded look. They're underground. They don't know what a sun looks like.
I'm sure they know what the sun looks like. They're nocturnal. They wouldn't know not to come out during the daytime if they didn't know what the daytime was.
I wonder if they've got the miners trapped down there.
Well, they said the miners are dead, which is, irregardless of the points, we saved
Dalan didn't tell us that, though.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm saying this because Dalan was useless.
The goblin
Oh.
said that they are all dead, and I'm inclined to probably agree with that right now. Said that they ate them all, which it's been more than a month. I'm certain they're probably all eaten.
Well,
Wait, so he did tell you information. Any other information?
Well, he says that they're innumerable here, but I don't believe that. So, we do have 3 objectives to determine the status of the mine. Well, we've done that. To retrieve the foreman and escort him home. I'm not sure we'll be able to follow through on that. And if necessary, to clear the mine of dangers and inspect it.
so that Vesh can inspect it.
Yes. Which we can certainly try, but I'm looking at YouTubes and my leg, and well, I'll have to say I'm not really quite feeling the full power of the Jade Lion Trading Company is here today. Do you? What do you think?
We entered into this. We should see it through. Any enterprise you begin, you should end. Now, we might not be up to completing this task physically, which is why we ought to lean on the mental side of things. These are dumb creatures. Surely we, educated few, can outwit them. We have the element of surprise, albeit far less so right now, but we still have elevation, supplies. We can win the day.
We are, in a way, physically on a corner, if you think about it. Or a dead end. They can't really get up to us. We control this entire access path, and if they did want to come to us, they would have to go all the way out through some other exit, and then climb all the way up to this point. And then we have a narrow, defensible point, and material we can even blockade with if we want.
What do we do up here?
Well, we
There's
could always
nothing up
sit
here to
wait.
do.
If they're still there, they'd probably return too. We could set up a trap.
And I have the feeling the goblins are probably thinking the same thing. The one I talked to at least seemed incredibly confident, and I have the feeling that given their propensity for building traps, they will probably try to dig themselves in and hide behind them. That would be the most sensible course of action.
I look at Kara and Ari, and say, "What about that room with that pathway back there? I mean, there's got to be something back there. I mean, we could search that out and clean it out, and we could use that room as like a point to, I don't know, protect the elf and the dwarf, or they could be the lookout there, and we could go further in the path. I can't just stay up here. What are we gonna do? I'm just gonna take all your money, you know."
Lure them. I'd rather lure them out. Does anyone know if this type of creature, would they come to collect their dead?
I don't know.
Maybe we shouldn't have killed him.
Yeah, maybe we should have kept him alive to ask questions. Maybe subtly turn him towards our side, see the civilization and things, and then ask him questions that only a friend would answer, instead of, I don't know, beating the shit out of him and then tossing him off of a cliff after slitting his throat. I don't know,
Well,
like
once
a
you
monster
learn Goblin,
would.
we'll cover that.
I think I could learn Goblin more than...
Take your time. Take your time. You have plenty of years ahead of you, maybe.
You could have free to speak up at the time too.
Still,
Ari.
I don't
That's
know.
an
I
elf
seem
for
to
you.
be swimming in a field of molasses. I don't think I could have at the time.
still, I'm going to give
Ari's just super high.
Kiara, I have this signal whistle. I'm going to give this to you right now. So this way, next time that you're down there, you can make a louder noise more easily. My recommendation right now would be to try to scout them out some more and get some more information. And if you see more of them, to just retreat. I don't think engaging them into another battle is going to be a great idea unless we can make a battle of our design.
I think we
Which-
should make a battle of our design. I think exploring that tunnel might make sense. I think retreating might make sense. I think luring them with our retreat into a trap would be great.
You did say you could make some. If I were to prioritize traps, I would say the first would be something defensible for our little opening over there. And secondly, I would say let's figure out what we can make downstairs. What are your suggestions? What can you make even? That's even a mechanics question right there.
Yeah.
What does she have the capacity to make?
What can I do with that with trap design skill?
Let me look at that skill.
Oh, did we shift the camera view?
Oh, oops.
I was like, I can't see anything all of a sudden.
I meant to just switch over so I could modify some things, and then I accidentally switched everyone over.
I was just checking the OBS to make sure everything was fine. I was like, oh, wait a second, there's a big black screen here. Did I mess something up?
It's me. Just never having done this ever before, apparently. Trap design.
Kara is
Skill
ready
in
to
trap
catch
design.
rabbits. I'm gonna make these little wooden
15,
boxes.
It's not great.
I'm gonna make these little wooden boxes with a stick on them. I'm gonna put food underneath with a little wire attached. Goblins don't know what's coming.
We boxed the entire goblin tribe.
Look, we'll just make
Time
one
to
of
export
these.
them.
We'll just make one of these super huge. I mean, to be fair, we've got these carts, right? All we do is we flip them over and we put a stick underneath them.
So at the moment, you know how to make a concealed pit trap. Because you have a 15?
Okay.
Yeah, so you know how to make a concealed pit trap.
All right, we still got the shovels.
We do.
I mean, conceivably, a concealed pit trap at the edge of a cliff becomes an entirely different kind of trap.
Why don't
You
we
don't
make
even
it
need to dig a
down
pit for
there?
that.
Why don't we make it down there? And I say to Ari and Kara, and I want to try to persuade them. Let's make it down there, and then Ari and me can go back into that that little curtain place and see what's back there. While after we dig the trap.
I'm glad I actually took resist persuasion as a skill, because that is dumb.
Then
Can I roll? Can we roll?
I think you
for it?
still had a brilliant idea there. So I would suggest we dig one pit trap over by the mine entrance. We set up another concealment over where where I saw Tubbs fall straight to his death earlier. I think that'd be a wonderful trap to set up again. And then we can find something down there. That's up to you. I haven't looked over the cliff. I don't really know what's down there. That's a you decision, I think.
Suggest putting a pit trap on stairs.
Well, there is a hole there already, and we merely need to conceal it. It is now a concealed pit trap.
Okay,
as the
wait.
mentioned.
Argument
Horse
for
rolls
this.
his eyes.
Argument for this plan, though. What if you put a pit trap in a wall, right? A sideways pit trap, and you put that on the stairs so that when they're going past the stairs, the sideways pit trap collapses and pushes them off the stairs.
I believe we call this just an ambush point at that point.
Well, no. It's basically causing an avalanche, right? So you pick
I
a sideways,
don't like...
make a sideways pit trap, and you tie it to a little tripwire or something to it, so that whatever's holding it in place knocks them
I
right off the
don't
bridge.
like how that will fail.
Well, don't go over it then. I mean, we already know you're not going down there.
I definitely won't ever, especially not after that plan.
Look, all I'm taking.
Convinced me of the danger.
All I'm doing is taking the one trap we know the Kara can make.
So,
What do we put it in the ceiling? A ceiling pit trap, right?
so Kira, since you do have the skill, you will be setting these up and doing whatever happens next. What are you going to do first then?
Yeah, I think we need to put it somewhere where they're definitely going to come. So, do we think they're going to come up and try to ambush us, or wait for us to come down there to them?
For all we know, they're going to be climbing the walls. They could be adept climbers.
I'm glaring at the lawn. It's like, it's too bad we didn't get any useful information.
Goblins are useless. You get what you pay for.
The trap on the path was taken out by Tub, so they can't come up the stairs. And if we control the thing down, they can't come up.
Again, unless they
So
can
we gotta
climb.
put the trap. Goblins climb. Are you kidding me? They can't climb.
I don't know. Do you
Have you ever
know
seen
that?
a goblin climb?
Have you?
Well, I saw Tubbs climb a little bit ago. Not successfully, but I think there's a case to be made. Regardless, that small gap probably is not quite enough.
Are you making fun of Tubbs' near-death experience?
Well, we'll all have one by the end of this, I think.
I'm having my doubts
Or
as to
just
whether
sooner than
you're
later,
a good
huh?
person.
The more we can make fun of it, the longer we won't feel bad until we die.
Poor Tubbs here is going to be living with this pain for at least a year or two. I don't think it's a laughing matter.
That's okay, he'll live at least another 10 years after that. Look back on this and laugh and laugh and laugh. Or I will. Most of you might be dead. So,
Okay,
Kira.
Yeah, I think if we build it down there, they have the potential of seeing us. So we either need to build it in the room somehow, or in some way where we could post up to make sure they don't come in and see us. So in that branching path off the room might make sense. Otherwise, I think we do it up here.
Alright. So, you can lead that. You have my signal whistle so that we can pull you up and down. Tubbs, I'm going to give you custody of this for a little bit. This is my heavy crossbow. If you break it, I will not be happy. But you can peer over the side of this, and while they're down there working, and if you see anything pop into the light like a goblin, you can take the shot, and I can be nice and safe back here away from the cliff.
Or you can use your own weapon.
I think I'd rather you go up to the cliff edge and take the shot. I think you're the best suited for it. You are a dwarf, you're accustomed to the mines. It makes perfect sense.
Also, you're
I never
near
used
death.
both of it before.
Well, the simple answer is don't let them shoot back at you. They probably won't. They don't have bows. You didn't say they had bows, did you? No, they don't have bows. Not at all. Can't possibly. You're safe.
Right, because the 3 to 4 that we've encountered didn't use bows. So, broad generalization, the entire race has no knowledge of bows or ranged weaponry. This is a safe assumption.
Exactly.
This won't come
As
back.
long as they are statistically representative of at least half of their tribe, everything will be perfectly fine.
Right, because I'm sure that
Sure,
they...
It's also a close quarters mine. I don't think bows would be the proper choice anyway.
It is a wide pit with lots of range to it, further than a torchlight can see. That's not close quarters.
Well, it sounded like there were tunnels, so I'm going to say, Tubbs, you can still have the crossbow. That's my decision.
Well, I
and
heard it
I'll
here.
recover it from you later.
I heard it here. It is now your crossbow. Congratulations.
Okay then.
That's quite the investment. I'm sure you could sell that
And
for
do
a
you
I'll
lot
get
of
it
money.
from him.
Sure, if you think you can.
So
I'll
the-
go ahead and post you some information so that you can do that while Kira sets up traps.
So the plan is that Kara goes down, like you're setting up traps at the bottom of the mine?
Yeah, I mean, I just realized that means there's only 3 of us, and we'd ideally want 2 to keep guard, so it'd only be 1 person digging.
I mean,
It would
of
take a
course,
while.
I'm coming down there to guard you, but I don't think that making traps at the bottom of the mine is worthwhile.
It will take a lot of time to dig even a 10-foot pit trap. Is a lot of volume.
I think conceivably there's also a lot of goblins, and we don't need to be down there. Well, we're just gonna get mass overwhelmed.
Do it here-ish. Then, and if we're sleeping outside and we make noise outside, maybe they'll come out to try to attack us.
I'm sorry, where did you? Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, like in the path, so we have some way we know of getting around it, walking around it, because if they were coming towards us, would walk right through it.
Okay.
And then we have all 5 of us, I'm like counting, 6 of us, 5 of us,
I'm
dig.
just moving Horst over here so that you can see it. Do you want to draw on the map where you want to put the pit trap? Yeah, you can do the freehand or the polygon line or draw shape. Draw shape would be the best, so that you can fill at least a 10 by 10 to start.
Perfect. You can completely fill out that passageway there.
I mean, you could make it bigger too if you want. It just depends on how much time you want to take.
Funnily enough, I think if you set it up there, barricade in front of it, so they will hop the barricade straight into the trap.
Well, one trap in front of the other trap.
Well, one is to slow them down and have them make noise. The other one is to give them the middle finger.
We'll just make one easily
All right.
seen trap and then one hard to see trap. So I say, ha, look at this foolish trap, go over it and fall into the next one.
There's your pit trap. What are you doing for? I mean, it's easy enough to. Well, not easy enough. Luckily, you have mining tools. So you can kind of, you combination of shoveling and digging through any rock here. So it's easy to get the pit part. What are you doing to make the lid? Like what aspects of that? Because typically, when you have a pit trap, you might have build some sort of hinge to door that will collapse.
I brought
don't know if you have
a tent with me. I could just use the tent parts, lay out the lines of the tent across the top of it, throw the tarp of the tent over top of that with a thin layer of dirt, so it looks like just the dirt there, and it will be flimsy enough to collapse underneath somebody, but strong enough not to collapse under the weight of the dirt.
Are you gonna are you gonna test it at all for the weight threshold?
Well, it's fabric, so as long as they weigh more than a sturge, we gotta be fine.
So is the intent that it rips the fabric, or that it rips out the stakes that you're and then collapses?
Well, I'm not
Probably the
imagining.
stakes.
I'm not no stakes. I'm not imagining the stakes being in place. I'm imagining little rods of a tent, right? So that the rods are them.
You're using the rods of the tent. Oh, okay, yeah.
Laying
I understand.
across the
now.
distance. Yeah, so there's no stakes in place. That way, there's nothing to prevent anybody from not falling in. It'll just instantly, like falling into a pool that has a tarp across the top of it.
You sound familiar with that.
If we can, it might be better if we were able to control when it collapsed, because we don't want it to just take out one of them. We'd ideally want it to take out as many as possible.
Well, that is a complication that I am not familiar with.
I think I would prefer it to be fire and forget, but it is your decision. You are the trap master, unfortunately.
Oh man, we've given you a title. That means you're next to die. We've already lost the Beastmaster. Now we're gonna lose the Trapmaster.
Oh,
I'll just be the Sass Master if that's okay. No, now I'm third to die.
I think let's use the stakes, and we attach something to one of the stakes, a rope or
That's
something.
not gonna matter though. It's a tent, right? The tent material isn't made to be walked on. A tent is going to collapse no matter what walks across it. It's fabric.
There's stakes in it. Could the tension could hold some weight.
Okay. Just from an out of character standpoint, I want you to go get a piece of fabric and string it up across something and then walk across it and tell me you're not going to fall through it.
Yeah, any amount of weight is probably going to do it. Like a book would probably do it.
It's a tent fabric. It's not going to hold
It
anybody.
depends on like how solid you stake it in and into what material, but like
This-
either the fabric gives or the stake gives, and one of those two will happen first.
I think you're talking about like burying a giant hunk of wood with a trap door in it and then like commanding the trap door, because there ain't no way that a tent trap isn't going to do this. You're going to
the
catch
tent. If you're using tent fabric, then that's probably just going to fall before you can activate it.
Just go with your plan then. But I do out of character.
That's a good idea. That's a good
It's a
idea.
way to stretch the fabric tight enough that you could,
the tighter
support some weight.
the tighter you would stretch the fabric, the more easily ripped it would become. What we're saying here is
Well, we still
basically
have
a bounty commercial, right? Where we wet the fabric and we drop something on it, and bounty is a thicker picker upper. It doesn't tear when you throw a goblin on
Yeah.
top of it.
Well, still we have our materials. We have the trap more or less here, at least, right?
Yeah, you have this though. The time it takes to construct that is it's gonna take at least a day of work
Okay.
to do that.
And we do have a second one we can set up. I have this wool blanket, and I will donate that for setting up a canvas over the staircase where that hole is. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that from my inventory
How's
and
that
just
gonna work?
donate that.
Yeah. How?
Well, we do still have some stakes. I have some wood here. We could do roughly the same that we're doing here. We could just put it over the gap, and then presumably someone tries to walk on it and they fall down.
Right, that means we have to get to the other side of the gap to set things up. So you're saying you want to drop down into the
crossbow.
mine, walk around the edge, come up the stairs, set up the trap, while somebody from the other side does the same thing, and then go back around and go back up the mine? Up the,
Well, it's not my job to engineer it. I'm just providing material.
Right, but somebody else has to be willing to do it. And if nobody is willing to go for that risk...
I have a wool blanket, and I've been in this jungle for over a month. I don't think I'm going to find it in handy anytime soon.
Yeah, you probably do not need.
No, I understand that you're an irresponsible shopper, but I'm saying is that if nobody wants it...
It was on sale. It's not irresponsible, it's smart.
What's that? Tropical jungle? I might have to keep warm. What's
Alright,
the most
so
itchy fabric you've got?
So where do you want? Do you want to set up another trap? Are you going to set up another trap, Kara? So where would you like to put it?
Oh, I thought this one was going to take at least a day to make. No.
Yeah, so this one will take another day, or so. So we can say 1 day has passed. So you guys decide you set this plan to start building traps to defend yourselves. You set a little bit of a watch, and that first night staying in the mines, it passes by uneventfully. You're on high alert. You've moved the crates of wood here just to to block the entrance while you've started digging this first pit. And you guys rest for the night.
Okay.
So everyone gets 1 day of healing.
Yep. So I transitioned you from 8 to 7 points of wounds, and because we have Tubbs and he pays attention, that will be 6 days to heal instead of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Total. Cool. 1 more week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So then that next day, this day is probably mostly spent continuing to dig that pit trap. and probably in the evening or late afternoon, you've dug that first trap and set it up with the stakes. Would you like to start on a second one? Is the question, and if so, where would you like to put it?
I don't know if it's only going to take out one dude. Yeah. You guys want to go down? Should we try to build some kind of thing across the stairs? I'm not sure.
If you so decide, I will go down there to defend you. I just think it is not a worthwhile endeavor to put yourself at risk with an unknown army of goblins in their home territory.
It's in a defensible position now. We can choose to strike out as we wish.
And then how long do we wait here for them to come up? They might never come up.
I mean, no offense to you, Thalin, but until you're willing to put yourself at risk for the group, I have no weight behind your arguments.
Just willing to put myself at risk. Just not this risk. And besides, how would you get down there without me?
I have lots of rope, and I find myself extremely good at climbing.
And when there are too many goblins to fight and you need to run, you will climb this up very quickly and safely.
No, I will probably die on my feet like a man.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
Well, I don't like
But
to
of course,
stain
it's
my
your
pants
terrible
yellow.
idea. Still, as I had said before, it is very likely that they've dug into their own traps. This has been for our own safety. We have exactly one avenue we can be attacked from as long as we stay in this defensible position. We have multiple ways to block them off. All we have to do is figure out where they are, how many they are, and how we want to attack. You still have the signal whistle. I would recommend trying to scout out their positions and numbers. That could be our task for the day. We don't have to engage, we merely have to run, and then we can hoist you or anyone else up as quickly as we can.
Totally down with that. I'm gonna look at you, Horst, and ask how quiet you can be moving around.
Anything's better than doing this. I'll go.
All right, Horst. Let's go check out that tunnel of yours.
All right. Now we're talking.
I actually need a quick break to run the dogs out. They're really antsy, so I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah. Let's. Do you guys want to take a quick, like a how long of a break do you need?
5, maybe
right.
10 minutes.
All right, water break, everybody.
All right, let's take a short break.
All right, come back at the top of the hour.
Sounds good.
Man, I have still got no response from Spectrum.
That sucks.
Yeah, like I've got 8 megabytes per second download speed right now. I'm paying for 100.
Wait, 100? I thought they kept it at 50.
Spectrum? No.
I've got. I think I've got that same Wi-Fi service.
Well, mine is cable internet.
Oh yeah, I have that same cable internet. At least when I Ethernet in, but we
Yeah.
actually get that. I think we've got Spectrum too. Let me check my speeds. down and 10 up.
I didn't hear the first part.
Looks like I have 110 down and 10 up.
That's what I'm supposed to be having.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, unfortunate is one word I would use.
There's an animal on the ground there.
Oh yeah, no, assumingly it's his cat.
Yeah, the cat just hasn't shown up on screen.
With my cat.
I just came back in and saw you like creeping and stalking around, and I'm just like, what is he doing?
It's rough because the cat's just like perfectly unviewable by the camera. It's just like
I
right
know
below the level.
it's such a shame. I wanted to see Cat.
Or maybe I can get cat into the. Oh, there it is. Cat.
Yeah.
Come here, Bobo.
Yeah, there you go. Now we got good Cat.
Come here. Bobo.
People come to the stream for cats. It's the best. He just gave up.
Oh.
Oh, here he comes.
Cat that in the past has attacked you, so on stream.
I usually have my door open. My dogs will just like waddle in, come in for a pet, and then waddle out.
Yeah, he likes to attack me. Today he what he does is sometimes he's cute about it, and he'll like walk up to me and he'll like jump up and like pat my back like through the holes in my chair, or will like hit my arm to be like pet me.
I'm just waiting for the time on stream where that'll happen, and it'll be a total surprise. He'll just like jump out of the chair.
It's often enough that it just seems like he's like patting me. Ah.
He got you. Yeah, adorable. Cats are
He's a
great.
tough sucker.
Dogs are great. Animals are great. So, I guess while we're waiting, random commentary.
Yeah.
We're definitely in the phase of the game where we're low on HP resources and we're afraid to go and die.
I mean, you
Yeah.
are.
So this is the point where you can. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to just like rest for a significant amount of time.
Yeah. I think like
that's a
before,
viable
like we were
option.
thinking like waiting in the village for a while, but Vesh wanted to press on, and ultimately, because we're on this mission, we're still going to have to go to the other locations, and that's also not going to be enough time for everything to heal, especially not Tubbs.
Now's also the time you could go back to Vesh and be like, hey, it's a lot more dangerous. Like, it's not just an in and out job at the copper mines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need time to rest and heal. And now that you know that it's a dangerous situation, I mean, not that you didn't suspect that, but now that you know for certain, there's a lot more evidence for like needing to rest.
Right. And of course, there's always the thought of it's not an in and out job. Can we even accomplish it? We are only like 5 people.
It was never supposed to be an in and out job, though.
Away. It would be good for us to go back and give a message to Vesh and say, like, well, we're not dead. This might take a while. We'll see. But I only have a limited number of rations if I'm not on the boat.
I brought us 2 weeks of rations for everybody here. That's what's on the wheelbarrow.
Just wheelbarrow that up.
Yeah, you did, remember? You specifically wheeled it up.
We still do have to get the message back to Vesh at some point. I would say, like, oh yeah, just like send Tubbs to give the message or something, but sending someone on no health alone through the jungle sounds like a great idea.
I'm sure if he gave Horst some money, he'd be willing to walk with Tubbs.
I'm also trying to figure out how much time we've been here. I think this is day 3 of our technical 6 window, right?
Oh no, he gave us a lot of time.
No,
remember?
this is only day 2. This would be the second day. Yeah.
The window is also a lot longer than you just said.
I thought it was only 6 days. Am I wrong?
No, he gave us like 2 weeks.
A week.
He gave us 2 weeks. That's why I brought 2 weeks worth of rations out here.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will wait 1 week for you to return. If you don't wait, if he doesn't hear from you, then he'll send a guard to investigate. And then at that point, he'll leave after then.
Right.
So it's a little over a week, so about 10 days probably.
Yeah. And it will take some time to walk back to him, but it would be worth giving him the message. It just depends on who's going to do that and when.
Alright, cool. So I have a bit of an idea too. Oops, I'm still drawing. Nope. How do I erase?
Just click on it and then.
Yeah, you can click on it or like box select it and then hit delete.
Or Control Z, I think works as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go explore down that tunnel down there. And Tubbs, you'll be up here with a crossbow in case we need to run back out, and you can help us fight from up here.
I'm not proficient with it, but I could try. Yeah.
Yeah. But also we've got these. What are they? Trolley cart things, right, along the edge of these walls.
Yes, we've used some of them as barricades.
Yes. Let's fill one with rocks. And Thalan, you don't need to look over the edge, but if we signal you with a certain whistle, like a certain pattern on the whistle, you're going to dump it over the edge. So if we need to run out of there quickly, maybe we can drop one on their heads if they follow.
Fair enough. I think these carts are already filled with plenty of rocks and dirt.
Okay, cool. So it should at least buy us a little time, and then we have the crossbow as backup too, in case we need to make a quick escape. Because I don't know about you guys, but I am not the healthiest I've ever been.
Same. But of course, I wish you the best in luck in learning something today. So of course, stay safe.
We're gonna go check out your tunnel. Ari, are you up for coming with?
I've already said I was.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Take no risk if you can. And I will winch them down.
So, Kara, or it's just
Arya,
or you're going down with them too? The same squad makes their way down to the bottom of the mine. You over? Down here. And of course, this goblin is no longer with you.
I mean, he could still
Is
literally be
Horst
right
having the
there.
torch? Yeah. Oh yeah, the goblin might literally be there, just in several pieces.
Who
Like
wants
to
the
do
torch?
when winched down.
Say to the guys, okay, so we've been here like a day or something like that, and so I'm guessing that the goblins might be back in there. So I think we gotta kind of spread out. Um, try to take them by surprise. I guess I just don't exactly know how we're gonna do that. Like maybe I should give one of you guys the torch because I'm like good at sneaking around and hiding and away in the
yeah, I think
shadows.
we should set up a couple torches. I think we can like stick them into the ground or something, but to give us some light to use without hampering our hands.
Should have grabbed that. I should have grabbed that lantern that was in there. Completely forgot to grab it.
Yeah, we'll grab it this time. Ari, you have a couple torches, right?
I do.
Let's like say like 3 of them. One we could put in like this rock formation or something, and then as we get closer, we could stick a few in the ground. That way, we don't have to hold them, but we have an area of light down here, which if we get ambushed, Tubbs can use to fire down at us. You'll be able to see.
Okay. So Horst wants to walk over here and put his in the ground.
Okay, here is now a torch. Second, where'd that go? Torch. Torch right there. And torch there. Do you want to put any other torches? Are you gonna? So there's one torch there. You no longer have a torch.
Correct.
Yeah, I think we light 3 of them, right? So let's each have one, and we can stick them somewhere as we kind of creep closer to the curtain area.
Can they be the light, the torch, instead of me?
Yep, I'm removing your. So Horst, you've lit 3 torches. Horst just put his torch there. Does that mean Ari, you have a torch as well?
No.
So who has the other 2 torches?
Oh,
I mean-
I can have them. That's fine.
I say I
Okay.
own the torches, but I thought the idea was to put them on the ground.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no, I can't see! I've been blinded. You've spit in my face and now I can't see.
So there doesn't seem to be any light. I'm not seeing any light coming off the torch on the rocks.
Oh, you're not seeing any light from the torch on the rocks?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, because now it's fixed.
Okay, cool. Follow this rock thing. That looks like that's the curtain. Is that it? Here?
That is the curtain there. Right now it is shut.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to get against the rock face right there.
Really want to sneak past it and put a torch over here. Do I need
Okay.
to roll anything for sneaking past there, or are we good?
Sure. Yeah. Are you this is mainly trying to be stealthy because you don't think anyone can see you through the curtain. So make a stealth roll. The curtain is a little bit of ratty. I mean, there are some holes in it, so your light is going to spill through the curtain just a little bit. But there is currently no light coming from out of the curtain this time. So remember, this is going to be an opposed roll against them, but you don't know what they're rolling. because you don't know if there's actually even anyone there. So you creep fairly quietly to the other side, past that, past the curtain. Where do you want to put the torch?
Yeah. How about here? This will give us kind of a good area of light.
All right, I put the torch down. So now you have one last torch in your hands.
All right. Maybe we'll take it in there because we're going to need to see. So slip in there, guys. Huh?
So you've got a torch in your, I assume your offhand, and then your
Yeah. and then
scimitar in
pull
your
back.
main hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone like to do the honors? Nope. Okay. I will pick up the edge of the curtain.
All right. So you get to the edge and peek through, and curtain pops open, and the room is empty.
Let's go check out. Is the lantern still in there?
It is not.
Okay. So they've definitely been back.
It looks like it.
I want to, before I enter, I want to look around on the ground right there, because I remember that the goblin dropped a short sword. Can I look for that short sword on the ground?
Yeah. So the short sword would have been dropped somewhere in this area.
Okay.
You find old blood splatters, but you do not find the short sword or the shield from either goblin.
Then I want to follow them in.
Okay.
Yeah. That sword and shield's gone from those goblins. I think they were here and they ran off. Those buggers.
Yeah. Looks like they came back with the lantern on the table too. Is there anything different about the room? Else different about the room since we were last year?
I mean, aside from the torch missing and the like all the bodies missing, no.
I want to head over to that little tunnel. Down there.
Just
Ambition or night vision?
like the
I
tunnel
don't think so.
splits. It looks like it splits both going up and like north and south. If we view
there any-
the top of the mouth as north.
Is there anything above me? Do I see anything on the ground, on the walls? You said they're slick or moist.
It's just because of the waterfall and the river running through that main cavern. Everything is kind of just a little bit damp. There's a little bit of condensation on the walls. There's small and slight puddles in some of the areas in like especially the corners and low spots in the ground. There's a lot of pebbles. There's not a lot of writing or like marks on the walls. It looks very naturally made.
On the ground, I don't see any cobwebs or anything. Or
Cobwebs. Make a tracking check if you'd like to, though. So you start looking around and examining the ground, and maybe it's just you didn't get a good idea of what what the floor looked like previously, but you're not seeing a lot of tracks here. At least with those tracking checks, you can't make out much from what you're looking at.
through the passageway.
Oh yeah.
Or do you want to go, or you want me to go?
It is. I mean, it is a little tight, but it looks like it's wide enough, especially for you to get through. None of you three are especially large characters. I I mean, maybe for Tubbs, just because he's so squat and he's got the figure of a barrel. That might be a little bit tough for him to at this point, but mechanically, no, it would just be just for fluff,
Follow Kara
for
through.
flavor. Ari, are you following as well?
Ideally, we're going to move as quietly as possible. Just a heads up.
All right. Yeah, roll a sneaking check.
What'd you say,
Or move
Kara?
silently. Would be the move silently. Yeah, sneaking as you're creeping forward. Ari, are you also trying to move quietly?
I can try. Where'd Ari go? Nobody knows.
Yeah. Alright, let's left.
Yeah, hopefully, hoping it's not. It's normally an opposed check. So,
Oh, well, then everybody knows.
so you guys creep up to this corner right here, Kara, and as your light expands out, you can see that the tunnel does turn in two ways. You see there's another tunnel to the south. You see there is. It looks like the tunnel continues to the northwest. It looks like there's another tunnel, but to the direct north, it looks like it's opening up into a larger room. And in fact, you see something interesting lining the walls of this other room. If you see these things up here, it looks like heaps of cloth, palm leaves, and other sorts of refuse, like oddly set up along the wall. You can't quite tell what they are from this distance. Look like, I mean, maybe it's bedding. Roll a listening check. Kara does not hear anything, but Horst, like slightly echoing over the walls, you can hear both Ari and Horst hears from this room. It sounds like two voices talking back to each other, trying to be quiet, and it sounds like two probably goblins like whispering.
I want to whisper to Kara, go the other way.
I whisper back, why?
Just trust me. Go to the left or go south. Don't go north.
Do you hear them?
I hear something. Yeah.
I think left is probably easier to understand than south. I don't have a compass, do you? Which way is south?
I don't know. Go to the left.
Head south. Which way is
Are
south?
we really gonna have
I
this
don't know.
conversation right now?
Feels like we are.
And try to dampen that light, Kara.
Torch?
I mean, how are you going to dampen the light?
I'm just speaking out of my ass.
Oh, like Jim Carrey.
I want to continue.
I mean,
to listen.
it's a good idea, but what do you want to do to the light to try to dampen the light you have?
I'm asking Horse. You can dampen it.
I don't have anything. Got a piece of cloth or something, or
When we get out of here, I'm totally buying a hooded lantern.
and look and observe what's going on to the right of us, but keep
Okay.
moving to the left.
Okay.
behind.
Okay.
Now we're gonna be trapped.
Just keep moving.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they know we're here already anyway. So I don't know what the point of whispering is at this point.
They're gonna be behind us and in front of us. It's gonna be great.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that you guys heard the same things that I heard, which was that they were whispering. And you don't really whisper unless you're hiding from somebody. Also, we're walking around with a giant light source, so I'm pretty sure we're not sneaking with the best of them.
Rude.
Kara, you round that corner and you see a particularly odd sight. Large chamber that you see opening before you is covered in dung and rotting and molding piles of cloth that seem to serve as beds. A horde of dirty and ragged goblin females seem startled to see you and all start squawking at your appearance. It appears like there's some sort of stairs heading up. Like so, you are a little bit high. You are a little bit above this chamber here, and there appears to be stairs leading up to maybe another chamber up here. To do.
See this from where you are?
They do not yet.
Okay.
You've just rounded the corner and see that. So there's lanterns like scattered throughout the room, giving them light.
See me, they're all making noise. So you guys at least hear the noise.
Yeah, you guys can start here. You hear the squawking. They're all like looking and acting shocked as they see you, and some of them are already actively moving away from where you are.
Oh,
They're moving away from me.
The old orc dilemma, right?
Kara,
You
what
s-
what is it?
What is the orc dilemma? Okay. Anyway, but no, they're moving away. Because I was
I
gonna
mean,
turn
they're
around and run, but if they're moving away, then I'm gonna actually step closer.